In today's update, we're going over the escalating tensions in the Middle East. From Iran's strategic maneuvers to US military deployments, the situation is changing and the stakes are high. Iran is leveraging tensions between Israel and Hamas to create a dilemma for Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Senior Iranian officials have hinted at refraining from attacking Israel if a ceasefire-hostage deal is reached. However, if talks fail, Iran and Hezbollah could launch an attack, forcing Netanyahu into a no-win situation. Accepting a ceasefire could fracture his political coalition, while rejecting it might lead to significant blame from Israeli society and allies if Iran strikes. Iran's strategy aims to expand divisions within Israel and between Israel and the United States. The United States has strategically positioned military assets in the eastern Mediterranean in anticipation of a potential Iranian and Hezbollah attack on Israel. The deployment includes the USS Laboon guided missile destroyer, which joined other U.S. forces in the region. The Pentagon previously announced additional missile defense systems and fighter jets being sent to the Middle East. This show of force is intended to deter any Iranian aggression, while also reassuring Israel of U.S. support amid escalating tensions. The U.S. is clearly preparing for any fallout from the ongoing Israel-Hamas conflict. Iran's conventional military, the Artesh, appears to be preparing for a potential conflict with Israel. Brigadier General Hamid Vahedi of the Artesh Air Force recently visited the Shahid Nojeh Air Base, emphasizing that the force is ready for any dangerous task. The Artesh Navy also conducted a military exercise in the Caspian Sea. This surge in military activity suggests that the Artesh is preparing to defend Iran against any possible Israeli retaliation should Iran launch a drone or missile strike on Israel. The Iranian military is on high alert. Russian President Vladimir Putin met with Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas in Moscow, reaffirming Russian support for Palestinian statehood. Putin emphasized that an independent Palestinian state is crucial for peace in the Middle East and pledged continued support amid the humanitarian crisis in Gaza. Abbas, in turn, called on the UN Security Council to intervene against Israeli actions in the Gaza Strip. This meeting highlights Russia's ongoing involvement in the Middle East conflict and its support for the Palestinian cause, further complicating the geopolitical landscape. Iran showcased its advanced drone and missile technologies at a military exhibition in Moscow, including the Mohajer-10 drone. This drone, with a 2,000-kilometer range and 24-hour flight endurance, is part of Iran's expanding arsenal. Iranian Brigadier General Ali Shadmani boasted that Iranian drones are world-famous. Russian officials, including Sergei Shoigu, visited Iran's exhibition booth, signaling strong military cooperation between the two nations. Iran has previously sold Mohajer-6 drones to Russia, and may soon supply the more advanced Mohajer-10s, further strengthening the Iran-Russia alliance. ISIS has seized ground east of Al-Tanf, along the Iraq-Syria border, an area critical for its smuggling operations and historical significance as a meeting point for ISIS leaders. The Syrian regime redeployed key military units to counter growing ISIS activity in the nearby central Syrian desert. This resurgence of ISIS in the region poses a significant threat, as the border area is vital for smuggling weapons, goods, oil, and people, resources ISIS exploits to fund its operations and maintain influence. The region remains a volatile hotspot for insurgency. Hamas launched 2 rockets from Khan Yunis targeting Tel Aviv, although neither reached their intended destination. One rocket landed in the Mediterranean Sea, while the other failed mid-flight. This attack, despite its failure, demonstrates Hamas's continued capability and intent to strike central Israel. Following the attack, the IDF issued evacuation orders for areas east of Khan Yunis and halted humanitarian aid on Salah ad-Din Road, a designated evacuation route. The situation in Gaza remains tense, with both sides preparing for further escalation.